Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. You are now entering Season 2 of the Swan Hockey Podcast. Swan Hockey is flying around the junior hockey world one episode at a time. You'll experience things dreams are made of, as well as things of terrible nightmares. Strap in, hold on, and enjoy the ride. And now, Swan Hockey.
Because everything's getting oversaturated, right? Like there's so many summer teams now, so many tournaments, so many skill instructors, just like you. And that's why, that's why I love what you're doing, and you're taking it to a whole new level in this market where, everything's getting oversaturated and everything. You're like, hey, you know what? Nope, making a change. We're opening up facilities now, right? No more just like, there's so many random people are just, I'm a skill instructor now, and they rent some ice, right? You're separating yourselves from that pack once again of, hey, we're taking this to the next level. We're opening up training specific facilities now. That's why I love what you're doing and seeing the success that you're having, because you and I talk about it all the time. We're at a very particular point right now with hockey where everything's changing. And I think that something's got to give. It already started to give, especially in junior hockey and whatnot with the road to the NCAA. Like that all just got turned upside down on its head, and everything is very, very stale. And we're at the point like where I think there's this new era coming. And I mean, I'm doing a lot of different things and just completely different. And you're doing that too with, again, just separating yourself from the pack of, hey, we're taking this to a whole new level. We're opening up facilities now that are going to be all geared towards training. And I mean, it's really, really cool. I love it.
Oh, thanks. I mean, yeah, it's a strange time. Anyone can do it. Like anyone, there's no qualifications. Like you said, anyone could go by ice. Anybody could skate with anybody. I mean, this area in New Jersey, New York, like it's definitely way oversaturated. It's crazy how saturated it is. But at the same time, like I love it because, that means there's more kids playing. So I think overall it's a good thing. I think that, the parents really should take more time to educate themselves about what they're buying and what they're spending their money on.
Yeah.
And saying that, it's hard to know because, people who are listening to this, they could think I'm completely full of shit. And it is what it is because someone told them something different, which is fine. Not everyone has to agree with what everybody says, but I've always taken like the honest approach and just be straight up and transparent with people. And honestly, sometimes you lose business that way. It just it is what it is though. Like you gotta stay by your word and be straight with people and kind of tell them if they ask for help, for sure I'll help anybody. Whether, like I said, whether it's younger guys or, kids just starting or junior or whatever. Like I don't know. It's definitely a unique time. And it makes people nuts because like no one knows anything. Like the common hockey dad doesn't know anything. It's not talking bad. It's just what it is.
Yeah. And people have to do a better job of educating themselves, because I wanted to touch on that too. Like how we're mentioning where anybody could just go buy ice and, hey, boom, I'm a trainer now. You have to make sure that you're training with a qualified trainer, a qualified instructor. What I think a lot of people don't realize is you can show up to the rink, you can work hard, you can spend the time, you could spend the money and get worse. If you're not doing the right things with the right person, you're always developing muscle memory. You're never staying the same. You're either getting better by developing positive muscle memory, or you're getting worse by developing negative muscle memory. I mean, there's kids that go out, they pay a lot of money, they skate with certain trainers, and they're getting worse by the hour because the training is incorrect. Like that's where I think people need to be smarter. And listen, somebody could be a nice guy and bad at their job at the same time, right? Like you can find a trainer that you like, you connect with, good, real good person, it just might not be any good, right? And that's two things could be true at once. And it's important for people to realize that. And you just got to be able to read a room, right? Like you've got pro guys on the ice wearing NHL jerseys. That should speak to people. right? Versus, some other people that, whatever, like their client base is super low end, or it doesn't seem like the kids are getting any better, or it seems like your own kid's not getting any better, or the coach is standing there at center ice with his knees knocking together, trying to skate himself. Like people have to read the room too.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think there's a lot to be said for what you just said. I mean, listen, there's levels to it. I don't think any of this is cookie cutter. Guys who are inexperienced, let's say, as coaches or trainers, even if they've been doing it for a while, maybe they can't do some of the movements themselves, maybe they can't teach it, whatever. If you're just starting and you're a younger kid, or you pick the game up at 13, 14, 15, you're trying to get on the ice, like that's one thing, right? Like, just get on the ice, take it for what it is. If you can find someone better, great. If not, get on the ice and get yourself moving. If you're talking about like serious players at any age or level, yeah, of course, you have to have someone that could really teach you the how, why, and when. Like, that's kind of what I say. If you can't do that, then like, what are you doing? Like, some of the stuff, especially when you get into like some of the skating stuff, when you really watch it or do it, you'd be like, I'm never going to do this in a game. Well, it's like, yeah, okay, we understand that. Obviously, you're not doing this exact thing in a game, but it's an exaggerated movement. We're working on your posture. We're working on multiple different things that you can then use it to apply it in a game situation or in the next drill or whatever the case is. So if you have someone that can't really, talk to you candidly about it, then yeah, I would say that that's definitely a sign that maybe you should try somebody else. And I think trying different trainers is important too. Like, I don't, some people get mad, oh, this kid's your client. I'm like, no, like, I don't own this guy. Like, it doesn't
That's the
matter
best when people in this area do that. Like, it's
go
freaking
see with whoever
hilarious.
you want. Form your own opinion.
Yeah.
You might think I don't know what I'm doing. You might think I'm a bad person. Like, I have no idea. It doesn't bother me either way. Like, every time we're out there, because we have obviously multiple coaches, the biggest thing for me is, especially now, is like a mental sweat. Like, you got to know, or you got to try to conceptualize what we're teaching, like when you would apply it in a game. And a lot of the things, like what I tell people, especially it's easier, obviously, to have candid conversations with the higher level and pro guys. You start with, what do you want to do today? Like, what do we want to work on? And then it's like, okay, how do you feel doing this? How do you feel doing that? And you go through something that, maybe you would do once in a game, but you do it 40 or 50 times because you just want to feel comfortable in whatever situation that is. And you want to be able to add that to your tool belt. Some of the stuff isn't like, you're doing it every single time you're on the ice, or you're doing it every single time you touch the puck. It's just a different scenario that you can now feel comfortable in when it arises under pressure.
It's time for the Season Pass Point Unlock code for Episode 12. The Episode 12 Point Unlock code is hockey. Enter the code at www.swanhockey.io to receive your points. Season Pass is free to join. To join or to learn more, visit Swan Hockey Digital at www.swanhockey.io. And now, back to the show.
Right, because it'd be nice to have success with it, right? Like, if there's something that maybe you face it one time a game, well, if you're able to do it, maybe that translates to one more assist for you every 5 games. Now you're playing a 50 game schedule. You just added 10 points to your season total just by learning how to do that one thing that you face one time in a game.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, people don't realize that stuff.
No, and it's funny too. It's like, you train with, let's say, like some younger kids, even if they could be good, and passing puck to the coach makes a bad pass, a couple bad passes. It'll be like, what are you doing? Why don't you hit my stick? It's in my feet. I can't catch it. And then you go and you work with the super elite guys, and they'll tell you to give them bad passes, and they'll tell you to put it in their feet, because it's not always going to be a perfect pass. A lot of the times it might be a terrible pass, but The guys at the highest level, they pick it up no problem. You wouldn't even know it's a bad pass. They just scooped it up and they went on their way.
Right. There's that joke. There's no such thing as a bad pass in the NHL. Right. Like, and it's funny because I was going to mention that before when we were talking about some of the, simple drills and stuff. Did you see that clip from, I think it was Buffalo's rookie camp this year, where they were doing a drill? It was literally just stationary, but just passes right into players' feet. Just about 15 reps, 15 passes right in a row into players' feet. And he was just one after another, kicking them up to a stick, caught every single pass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, again, that'll add 10, learning how to do that. That'll probably add 15, 20 more points to your stat total at the end of the year by being able to catch passes and or being able to catch bad passes. Like there's so, and not to get off on that tangent in terms of points, but like where people are like, oh, points aren't everything. Well, no, but like they tell more than what people realize at surface level.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you have, the numbers don't lie. Like there's obviously always exceptions to the rule, but the numbers don't lie.
Yeah, and with the whole bad pass thing, like it's like that saying, great players make average players good. You do that by being able to catch that kid's bad pass. You pick him up. If you're the kid that can only play with great players, well, that means you're the average kid that the great player is picking up, right? You want to strive to be the great player that's picking up the average player by being able to pick up his shitty passes in your feet.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think,
but you got to want to work on it though. Like that's the thing. Like that's really the difference. Like when I ask all the kids, like a lot of people say, like colleagues and stuff, we talk about this stuff all the time, but people be like, oh, I have this great lesson plan for today. And like, again, I think there's a time and a place. I like to go the other way, and I like to ask the kids what they want to work on. If there's 25 kids and it's a different setting, it's a clinic, obviously, it's a little bit different. But if we're working with small groups, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids around the same age and skill, because that's kind of what I like to have together, I'll ask them sometimes, what do we want to work on? And sometimes they'll look at you like you're crazy. But it's like, it's not for me. I'm here for you guys. Like, you guys should know what you want to do. I know, like, even if you're younger, 10, 11, 12, whatever, like, what you're not good at. You know what you need to work on. And if you don't know, I'm sure your parents and or your coach told you. So, like, I would tell everyone, like, you should never go to the rink like unprepared. You might not have that opportunity to work with someone who's going to ask you that. Because I know guys that won't. They just go out there and run what they want to run. Like, I could do that till I'm blue in the face. But I don't need to do that. It's not for me.
Right. Yeah.
The sessions for the players.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I mean, because you're right. Most guys do it the other way. Like that's a fantastic point. I mean, I like that a lot. And because these kids, like, you have to get at the most out of what you're doing. And I think a lot of parents, it might be like, oh, well, private training, it's too expensive or this or that. Like, yeah, obviously there's, most of the time a cost involved in that, but put together a consistent schedule for yourself. Maybe you're not doing private lessons 3 times a week. Pick something that you can do pretty much forever. If your budget allows 1 a week, do 1 a week. If it's 1 every other week, do 1 every other week. If it's 2 a week, do 2 a week. Like, get on a schedule that you could do it consistently. And I think a lot of players and parents, kind of going back to what we were talking about before, need to allocate their resources properly, even financial resources. Like, okay, you say you don't have money for training, but you went to 4 tournaments that really were kind of just a complete waste of your time. And I think people need to be smarter with that.
100%. Or you can't train, but you have, the best skates and the best stick, and you don't even know how to use your skates or your stick, and you can't get on the ice and train. Like, again, this has nothing to do with me or Swain's hockey personally. It's just generally speaking. You don't need to do that other stuff. You don't need to do it. Like, go find someone that you trust, and like you said, have some consistency, because that's the only thing that works. It's like, I was talking with one of the guys the other day. It's like, oh yeah, we opened Swain's Hockey Lab, and now we just sell magic pills. If you want to come buy them, like, we promise you'll get better. You'll get faster. You'll get stronger just because you took the magic pill that we have.
Who said that?
We have the formula now. Me and one of the coaches.
Oh.
We're like, we're joking around.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously that's not the case.
Yeah.
Like, you got to show up and put the work in.
Unfortunately, that's what people want. And a lot of people, like we said at the beginning, they try to even cut that out. Oh, I'm just going to go to 1,000 camps and not focus on getting better at hockey. Like, I'm always a big proponent of you got to create the best version of yourself, get it to the point where all those teams are fighting over you and want you. You're going to get that through performance and skill development. Hey guys, our new merch drop is live now on SH360. Visit 360.swanhockey.com and you can access it now. Once an item is gone, it may never return. You can also check the time capsule for older items. All SH360 purchases have season pass points attached. Just make sure that you use the same email address on SH360 as you do for Swan Hockey Digital. For more information or help with season pass, join the Discord.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not like, listen, everyone has different God-given talent, right? Obviously. So let's not get it twisted. Some kids who do all the right things, they just may never be able to attain the highest level possible. And there's really nothing wrong with that. Like, you have to identify what you're trying to do. No one's trying to tell a 10, 11, 12-year-old you can't do something. I don't tell anyone they can't do something. But
yeah, same.
You got to be realistic, and you got to be able to recognize that it's not just one step. There's so many tiny little steps to get to where you need to be or where you want to be. And you have to do the same stuff every day. Like the routine. You got to be training. You got to be, if you're not on the ice today, you should be in the field. If you're not in the field, you should be in the gym or whatever it is. Like, you got to do something. And honestly, if you're not having fun with it, then just don't do it. Like, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just go do something else.
Fun.
Or, yeah, just be fine with being an A or AA player. Like, don't get mad that you see your buddies who are, who you may not even hang out with because they're so busy training and doing that stuff first that you don't see them, but you wonder why they're on a really good team somewhere.
Right.
But just be truthful with yourself. And again, it's a hard thing to generalize because I'm not trying to do that. It's way different at the younger ages versus someone who's 15, 16 versus someone who's 20. But even if you're 10 or 11 or 12, like, that if you're not shooting pucks in the driveway, if you're not doing squats and push-ups every day, but you got to want to do it. Mom and dad or your brother or your friend, they can't hold a gun to your head. It comes from inside. And, for some people, I feel like it doesn't click till they're older, which again is fine, but just know what you are and know what you're doing versus what you're not doing, because the end result is going to show what you've been doing.
Yeah, because it's interesting too, because everything that you're describing, that's like the entry level. People hear that and they're like, oh, that's a lot. That's the, they don't realize that that's the entry level. And then you move up to high end junior, or Division I college or NHL or whatever. And everybody's busting their ass there, and people would look at them and be like, wow, those are the most committed people ever. They're busting their ass. They're doing this, they're doing that. But then there's all the other layers on top of it, where then maybe you got the strength and conditioning coach screaming at the one guy, like, you didn't roll out. Why didn't you roll out? You're not preparing yourself to bust your ass every day. You're not doing it right. You're not going to get the maximum performance out of it. Like, there's so much else that goes into it. Like, the training is just the base. And then it's like, then there's everything around it of how to get the most out of your training, and how do we prepare for the training properly, cool down from the training properly, fuel the body for training properly, all that stuff. Like like there's people that they're killing it training wise, and in the grand scheme of things, they're really behind everybody else because they're only doing the base.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if you're not having fun with it, it's not for you. And I hate to be that plain and simple. Listen, everyone's going to have bad days. But, for me specifically, and I got into especially the off-ice stuff so late. Like, didn't start really caring until 17, 18. But when I started doing it, I loved it. Like, I couldn't wait to wake up and go to the field every morning. Like, it's what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to play at the highest level I could. I knew that I had to do that stuff to get there. Like, yeah, it was terrible. Doing all the sprints and the jumps and whatever. Like, but after you do it, you feel amazing. And then you go on the ice and people are like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, it makes a difference faster than you could even imagine.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Swan Hockey Podcast. We remind you that season pass points are available to listeners. For more information, please visit www.swanhockey.io. Until next time.